Work on the endo to the nose pivot. Let's get it on. So first with the endos, we want to start with the rear wheel lift. We want to have a solid compression through that bottom bracket. The result of that compression in the bottom bracket is our center of mass getting higher. We're actually guiding that rear wheel up. We're not scooping with the rear end here. You can see my toes pointing just a little bit. That's putting a little bit of a wedge between the handlebars and the pedals, but I'm not scooping that rear end up. Now, as we come in with that rear wheel lift, we're gonna give our compression, and as we come up, we're gonna move our weight slightly towards the handlebars, apply that front brake, and we're gonna brace with our arms and keep ourselves solid. Now our safety valves here, we've got two safety valves. If we do too much, we can let off that front brake and let it roll. The other thing we can do is absorb that bike into the body. So as we're coming up, we can push that bike forward and absorb in with our legs. You notice I'm not scooping with my feet. I'm just allowing that bike to come into the body. So work on the endos for a bit, get nice and solid with that. Now we're gonna work on the nose pivot. So most instruction about the nose pivot talks about turning into it and then pushing with your inside leg. We're actually throwing our hips. We're rolling into doing that same thing we did with the endo, but as we endo, we're turning into the direction that we want to end up. We're doing our compression for the rear wheel lift, but as we come up, we are throwing our hips to the direction we want to throw that bike. I'm going to get off the bike and show you that in order to move, it's not really the turning of the handlebars, it's the throwing of the hips that gets that rear wheel over. So if I'm standing right here and I want to hop over there and face that direction, I'm gonna have to throw my hips and go out in the direction like that. That's the same thing we're doing on that bike. We're coming in, boom, hopping over, same thing with that. So now another thing here is our vision. We wanna be looking where we want to end up. So if I was hopping and I ended up looking at that camera and hopped over like that, I'm gonna fall into the camera. But if I hop and look the direction I wanna go, it's the same thing on the bike. All right, let's progress even bigger now. The bigger one, we want to exaggerate it. You got to throw those hips more. Watch my hips in this demo here. I'm going to slow-mo it. They're going to come around. It's kind of really aggressive with that hips and the legs come out. As with cornering and riding the bike, we've all got sides that we're more comfortable with. We all have a direction that we're more comfortable turning. It's going to be the same thing with this. I do better with left-hand turns for my nose pivots, doing left, but you want to work on it both directions. Yeah, work on it both directions, get it down. One side's always going to be better than the other. Then we'll go out and take it out on the trail. Get around those switchbacks, get that little tight thing, get that rear end over some roots. Hey, thank you for watching. That was the endo to the nose pivot. I'm gonna have many other videos coming up here, but yeah, until then, let's keep it two wheels on dirt.